Good morning, beautiful person. Greetings from melting Winnipeg. This is so amazing. It's currently like +6 Celsius and it stayed above zero overnight, so the ice is melting like crazy. And the snow, of course, there's quite a bit still to go. Well, it'll be a while before we're snow-free or ice-free, but this is very exciting. It doesn't usually happen this early in March. So, here's the question: how to feel the fear and do it anyway? Because that is something that we all struggle with. Because I want you to understand, and I'm going to get into my intro in just a sec, but I just wanted to share this. I want you to understand that the fear doesn't go away. And that took me a long time to learn. It really did. But anyway, my name is Hadassah Vitar. I'm a life coach and a wellness advocate. And I help beautiful people like you create well-being. And why do I do this? So my mother passed away at the age of 69 from complications of diabetes. Morning. And she never got to see my kids grow up. And it wasn't because she didn't know how to take care of herself, of course she did. She just had other priorities until it was too late. And I don't want that to happen to you. Let's not get hit by a car. And I don't want that to happen to you. And that's why I'm here pretty much every day, except 7 this year, to talk about health, about mindset, about doing all the things. So, here's the question: how to feel the fear and do it anyway? Because, as I said, you have to understand that the fear does not go away. It changes. You'll stop being afraid of, falling on the ice is something we never stop being afraid of. I didn't fall. Yay! Back on the road. It's the only safe place for now. So, you stop being afraid of certain things, but then you grow new fears. As I've heard various people say, new levels, new devils. It's true. You start off maybe being afraid of going live, being afraid of talking to people, being afraid of doing things, maybe being afraid of going to the gym, maybe being afraid of changing your diet yet again. If you've been a yo-yo person at some point, you're like, oh no, not again, here we go again, I'm going to fail again. That's a form of fear. So we have all these fears, and then we do the things, and then maybe we're not afraid of these things anymore. I've been doing lives for a long time now, so I'm not afraid to do lives. But just as an example. But we grow new fears. Maybe you have to understand that the fear is that you are never going to be completely fear-free. The only people who are completely fearless are, I would say, under the age of 2. And even then, it's the only way to be completely fearless is if you have absolutely no concept of what could go wrong. And most of us are extremely good at figuring out and imagining what could go wrong. That is our natural tendency. That is how we are wired, given that we evolved in a time where if you didn't look around and see what could go wrong or where that tiger might be hiding, you wouldn't get the opportunity to, to propagate your genes. So we have this natural tendency to look for everything that could go wrong, and in many ways that's very adaptive. If you're trying to do something, if you're trying to work on a plan, whether it's for your health or for a business or for a nonprofit or for whatever dream you are following, you have to look at what could go wrong, for sure. I mean, you don't want to be stupid or unprepared, but you can't stay there. And you can't let the fear of all these things that you've thought of that could go wrong, you can't let that dominate your thinking, because, what was it said? What you think about, you bring about. If you have to feel the fear, you have to think of what can go wrong, and then you need to make a conscious decision that you're going to move forward despite that fear. And that's where it gets tricky, because a lot of us think that these emotions and these fears and these issues just come up out of nowhere and that they control us. And the fact of the matter is, they're all coming up from our subconscious mind, from that much larger part of our brain or of our mind. Good morning. That we are not aware of, that lives below the waterline, like that iceberg picture. And that's where it comes from. But it's still ours, and it's still us. So it's not, some sort of monster attacking you out of nowhere. This is you doing this to yourself. So once you realize this, first of all, you can have compassion for yourself. Compassion just covers a lot of ground, and it makes a lot of things better. Just have compassion for yourself. Don't be so hard on yourself. We are so incredibly cruel to ourselves. Maybe you aren't, but a lot of people are, especially people who have a desire to make a difference in the world, who have a desire to make changes, who right now have a desire to not go flat on my face on this sidewalk. So many reasons we could fall flat on our faces, literally and figuratively. But here's the thing. If we have compassion for ourselves, then we can feel the fear, we can understand where it's coming from, we can maybe do a little analysis if we are so inclined, of like, oh yes, this comes because of something. Good morning. Something that happened. And then set it aside and get into action with whatever it was that was scaring you. And I know it's not always as easy as it sounds, but that's basically what it comes down to. I've spent so many years hearing people say it's a decision, and I was like, easy for you to say, but it's actually true. And if you would like help with that, just feel free to reach out to me, because this is part of what I do. So, let me see, where are we? Oh yeah, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about, just a tiny little bit about stress, because it's a large part of why we are so fearful and why we are so afraid of what people are going to think of us and so on, is because we are feeling stressed and our bodies are not optimal. And so, as you probably know, I've mentioned this before, I made a PDF with 7 of my favorite stress busters. And if you would like to have this PDF, sorry, there's a bunch of cars here all of a sudden. And if you would like to have that PDF, just drop me a message. I'll be happy to send it to you. And I think I better stop before something bad happens here. Good morning. You have a great day. Remember, I love you. Talk to you again soon. Bye.